Hi everyone, I'm Kat and welcome to my channel, Naturally Beautiful Girl. I'm going to be doing a review today of the 100% pure Superfruits Healthy Foundation, and here's what it looks like. And before I start going into a review of the product, I'm first going to show you a demo of me using it so you can see how I like to apply it and also what kind of coverage it gives. So here's what it looks like. It comes in a nice little pump container and it's 1 full ounce. It's this part of the container here is glass and it's got a silver top and a silver base, and the top comes off and it has a nice little pump. So I really like this packaging of this foundation. I think it's really nice. It's been working really well for me. And the pump is a really good way to be able to keep your foundation sanitary. And also I think it helps preserve the foundation longer because you don't let as much air in and you don't get bacteria in it. So I really like that it is a pump foundation. And I have the shade here in Alpine Rose, which as you can see in the demo is the perfect shade match for me. I had originally gotten a sample from Integrity Botanicals and I ordered the shade Alpine Rose. And it was such a perfect match for me in terms of my skin. I've never found another foundation that is quite as perfect of a match as this one is. So that for me is huge. If you are super fair like I am, kind of a porcelain skin tone, I would definitely say that that is one really nice thing about this foundation, is that it definitely comes in a very light shade. What had attracted me to this foundation is that it does contain titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. So I only use foundations that have sunscreen in it. And why I do that is because I've had an autoimmune disease, and part of being in remission from it is that I do have to stay out of the sun and not get sunburned, because a sunburn is an autoimmune reaction. If I get sunburned, it'll trigger that, and I like being in remission, so I don't want that to happen. And also, I think overall it is something that everyone should use. I'm a very strong advocate of always having sunscreen in your foundation. or wearing some sort of sunscreen. I just like having it in my foundation, that way it's one step and I can get out the door quickly. There's nothing good about getting sun. It only causes harm to your skin. Well, I guess the only good thing you can get from the sun is vitamin D, but you can take that as a supplement. So there's really no reason why you should not have sunscreen in your skincare. And titanium dioxide and zinc oxide are physical sunscreens, which are the least harmful of the sunscreens. It is the best for your skin, and so that's why I was really happy and really interested in trying out this product. I have to say that this is rather pricey. I've seen it somewhere in the range of $42 to $45. It is a full flow ounce, but I like to think of it as kind of being a high-end foundation. It's along the price lines of things you would buy at Sephora, so it is definitely an investment. I highly recommend, if you are interested in this foundation, to get a sample of it from Integrity Botanicals. So if you are going to order something else and you want to get a sample, you can get one there. So one reason I went with the Healthy Skin Foundation rather than the tinted moisturizer is because the tinted moisturizer, I've heard from a lot of different YouTubers, can be kind of oily and heavy. The other 100% pure products like the Second Skin Foundation and the Bamboo Blur Foundation both do not contain any sort of SPF protection, so those are also out. I love the way this foundation looks on me. As you can see in the demo, the coverage is pretty good and it is buildable. You'll see me go back and kind of build up coverage in some places. It's not a full coverage foundation, and I'm also applying it with a damp beauty sponge, which also shears out the coverage a little bit, but it does really help with the redness on my face. It does really help to cover up acne spots, as you can see. So I really enjoy the coverage. Out of all the kind of tinted moisturizers, CC creams I've tried, this foundation is definitely the most full coverage, and also it dries matte on my skin. As you can see during the demo, it just kind of dries down. It doesn't stay wet on my face, it doesn't look oily at all, and that is what really drew me to this foundation, is just how matte it is. Because as someone with oily skin, having a dewy foundation is my worst enemy. It just does not work well on me, it does not last well on me. And because this dries down matte, at first it does look very matte on my face. So the first hour or two that I'm wearing it, I look super matte. But as my natural oils do come through, my skin just looks very healthy. But it doesn't look as oily as it does when I use other foundations. I like this one more than the Physicians Formula Organic Wear CC Cream. The Alpine Rose shade is a much better color match for me than the Physicians Formula Organic Wear CC Cream in Light. I can make that one work, but this is just so much closer. It's a lot easier to work with because it dries matte. It lasts longer on my face than the Physicians Formula, and it just wears better throughout the day. So I really have loved this. This has really blown me away. And I do set it with the Alima Pure Setting Powder, and I do that because I like to get a little bit more coverage. I do have to admit though that if you have dry skin, I don't think you would like this. In fact, I'd recommend avoiding this because it has been winter and I have developed a few dry patches on my face. I have some under my nose, and this foundation clings to those dry patches. It just locks onto those dry patches. And so it's fine for me most of the time because my skin is not that dry, but you know, if you do have dry patches on your skin, this will cling to it. In the demo, I put the foundation on with just a bare face, no primer, nothing, just straight on my face. I have gone ahead and put this foundation over the Hint Beauty Sun Prep, which I really enjoy doing, especially during the winter when my skin is drier, because the sun prep provides a little bit of moisture and also extra SPF, so I really enjoy the combination of those two. That works really well. So if you do have dry skin and want to try this, you definitely have to make sure to moisturize. But if you have oily skin like me, you can just go in with it straight with no moisturizer underneath and it will wear well. If you have oily skin and are having a really hard time finding a foundation that's not dewy and not overly moisturizing, I highly recommend this. It's a fantastic matte foundation. I really am so glad I found this. This is perfect. And also, I'm really happy as someone with bare skin to be able to find a foundation that is fair enough for me, because that is something I've been having problems with, and I'm sure if you have fair skin, you have too. If your skin is just kind of normal, I think this could work well with a moisturizer underneath. However, if you do have dry skin and have very obvious dry patches, I'm not sure that this would be a good foundation for you, because I'm not convinced that even with a moisturizer that it still wouldn't cling to dry patches. I hope you found this video useful and maybe a little bit entertaining. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel and also check out some of my other videos. I think you might like this as well. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!